Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. Yesterday, Bitcoin on the daily finally showed us the descending channel that we need to overcome eventually and have some sort of relief upside movement. But if you look at the price action and the RSI action below in the chart, you can see that yesterday we broke below the dotted white line, which is kind of our last resource support around here. We already lost the yellow dotted line in mid-March, but this chart has also some bullish interpretation. For example, a descending broadening wedge. At the same time, this is looking like forming a double bottom. So we have some contradictory outcomes when interpreting this chart. And most importantly, price action, we can also see here that we have lost this support we've been having for over 2 months. We can see that as we were going higher, the volume was increasing. It reached a peak around here, and then from there, the volume started slowing down and making lower lows. Since we are around here, I've been in favor of the momentum forming this sort of channel. That's where we are right now. Even though the price action looks bullish, having still higher lows, we have for the first time a lower high, and now we have the perfect excuse to potentially start doing a lower low. But that all will depend on whether the double bottom from here starts playing out, and later this week we might see a breakout above this line, and that will be the perfect recipe for some relief move. But if this finds resistance below this dotted line, it could continue going lower. Remember that the RSI can easily go below 30, and we are still slightly below 50, which is still not considered oversold. And that's because we've been for over 2 months just going up, and it wouldn't really damage the bull market to have some correction and go to 51 to 48. Interestingly, on the 4-hour, I'm seeing some bullish moves. Like for example, we are having on the 4-hour this breakout. I was expecting to see some sort of double bottom formation here and then the breakout, but sooner than I was expecting, we already have a breakout. And that's precisely this move here that went straight into the pivots. Unfortunately, the pivots now from the monthly CPR are looking like are becoming our new resistance. We are struggling to get even above the lower pivot. In order for April to continue bullish from the point of view of the CPR, the first action that we need from the price is to overcome above 69.5. That's the top pivot, and we need to at least once in a month touch the 77. That is the full recipe to convince investors that we are still with bullish momentum. Anything lacking in this recipe within the month of April will continue to scare more and more investors away. We will continue to see the volume going down, and potentially we will start seeing lower lows. I'm looking at total 3, which is formed by all the altcoins with the exception of Ethereum and Bitcoin, of course, and we can see that it has formed a similar structure as Bitcoin and currently on the way of forming this double top. The target for the double top is this area here of high volume, which is located more or less at 500 billion, coming from over 785 billion. That means a pretty good retracement for the altcoin market. But considering that we started this move from 300 billion, having a retracement back into 500 shouldn't surprise you. As I mentioned yesterday, and in case you missed it, the weekly has done a breakdown of the local support around here. This is the full structure of the bullish market, and doing this breakdown here is the first stage of a potential retracement to the bull market support on the RSI. In regards to the CME gap, we still haven't managed to fully take the whole range from 64 to 66. We made it to 64.9, but in some exchanges I saw it on 64.5. So there's still a little bit left here to be taken. But as you can see, this is forming some sort of double bottom that is also visible now on the 1-hour time frame, and that's why we are seeing this move to 67. But at 67 is losing momentum, and it's gonna need a lot extra push to be able to go and take this order block from here. which is located at 70K. The monthly on Bitcoin still looks like something that could perfectly recover. As I said yesterday, as long as we close April above 61K, we could easily resume the uptrend and continue pushing higher. But to be honest, my preference is to come back and retest this level around here, around 47, 48K, because that will also coincide with the support. So we have some confluence, and that will allow lots of indicators to reset and to provide a greater entry. Whereas all the people that are overexposed around here will kind of get wrecked, get into their max pain, and force their positions out, providing an opportunity to the market to continue going higher. If we resume from right here and we go with the green arrow, then the market enters a very, very extreme unhealthy state, particularly considering that we have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monthly green candles. Having an 8th monthly candle is really calling for a disaster correction. One of these candles like this is the minimum that we will deserve after 7 or 8 green candles. The weekly is bouncing on the support formed by the highest weekly from the previous market that is giving a very tiny hope for this to recover. But do not be surprised if it gets broken throughout this week as well. This is just a candle information, nothing else. As we saw earlier in the video, in the 4-hour, there was some breakout in the momentum, 67, keeping the price there. And in this other view where we are seeing the fair value gaps, we can get one view of where is the liquidity, and we can see a multi-time frame fair value gap form from 66.6 to 68K. So we are leaving a lot of liquidity to be taken from all those shorts. These moves have been just as fast as they went up, which is the typical thing that happens in the market. And there is currently incentive for the 4-hour time frame to come and grab some of this liquidity, if not all of it. The fear and greed index has switched today into only greed. We are at 71, and in the vicinity of this area around here is the lowest we've been in quite a while. Not surprising that we are coming from 90 and we are coming to 71 for a short reset. Can this continue going lower? Absolutely. We can continue resetting to 60 and even to 50, and I will still consider that healthy. Any retracement below 50 will take us from neutral into fear. That's something that will take a little bit longer for a recovery, but anything above 60 and 70 in the fear and greed index is just a healthy correction. As opposed to yesterday when we were seeing the RSI heat map of all the alts showing an average of 29, 28. Today we are ranging the 40 and we're starting to enter into the neutral area. Only one coin here, Bell, is in the overbought at around 80. Incredible. It's a complete outlier. A few are in the strong, and the vast majority are transitioning from weak into neutral. Very few are left currently in the oversold. We're getting close to be 2 weeks away from the halving. We can have a look at the liquidity from material indicators. You can see on the 1 week that there is liquidity even spanning towards 80K. That is very interesting. The last time I checked material indicators, the highest was 75K. This is showing you that there is still some people expecting to be able to short from 80K, therefore expecting the price to continue going higher. In the monthly, you can see that the largest whales from 1 million to 10 million continue to accumulate, and the purple, which tends to lead the market, started accumulating from yesterday, going higher and creating some higher highs here. The selling wall at 75K is still the largest one, followed by 72K, which was successful in pushing the price lower to 64.7. The support is not as thick as the selling wall, which is not very bullish. But what I see here is that as the price is going higher, the orders to sell from 72K are being taken out, and that could indicate that they are expecting the price to go to this area. On high block capital, I can see that the shorts are currently overexposed with 600K. This is showing you where is all their liquidity. So they are calling for the price to go to this area and take their orders and punish them for being too confident to start shorting the market late. And on the 7th day, the largest liquidity, as you would expect, is located right above where we started collapsing, which is 71A to 72.6. And if we go to the 3 months, of course, 74.2 is the highest we've been, so all the liquidity is there. And on the lower end, 60.6 will cause a lot of pain to the longs. Liquidity to the downside, there is tons to be taken. So if there's any argument to push the price lower, that's gonna cause a lot of pain to all the longs that have been open in the past 3 months. I still today don't see the big whale explorer to start cooling down, and that's directly related to the amount of large holders that are depositing into exchanges. You can see 3 waves of deposits that are keeping our indicator in the very, very red area, which is quite rare to see for so long staying above 1.5, and in many cases can cause the price to start coming down for a little bit. Yesterday, the S&P and Nasdaq had a little retracement and DXY a little bit of a move to the upside. We have to agree that the S&P has been running recklessly without any correction. And we are in April, people are paying taxes, we're transitioning into holidays as well, and that's typically where some more decent corrections can come. Nothing is guaranteed. Today I want to cover as well the advanced NVT signals. NVT stands for Network Value Transactions. And today I receive a notification that we are entering the minus 0.5 here below the green line. That typically initiates an area where the price can bounce in the next coming days or weeks. But of course, there are always exceptions to these rules. Like for example, at the top of 2021 market, right when we entered the green area, then there was further retracement and we have a very painful fall around here. Remember that there are similarities between 21 first top and this top that we are having here. Even if we just focus on this, you can start seeing that there are some tops. The price is starting to curve to the side. So I am DCAing slowly with a lot of patience, but I'm still not entering aggressively back into the market. If you want to know when I make my biggest moves, make sure that you're following me on my Twitter. My handle is Trading Parrot. Another thing to note from looking to Bitcoin website, I remind you that this website gives you access for free to 99% of the charts. In this case, we're looking at the long and short-term holders. What are they doing currently? I've been mentioning that the short-term holders continue to accumulate, whereas the long-term holders continue to distribute. And this is consistent with what we've been saying for months, that even though the price is going higher, whales are distributing, long-term holders are distributing, and only the herd and the ETFs continue to accumulate. Before I let you go, I'm going to do just a very quick overview of CryptoQuant indicators just to give you the overall sentiment of Bitcoin right now from all these different perspectives. If you want to trade Bitcoin, make sure that you have a look at the links in the description. I have one link for OKX. If you use that link, you could claim part of the pool of $60,000. This includes iPhone 15, iPad Air, and Apple Watch. Just use the link and click join now. You can also have a look at my copy trading bots below. There's a link where all you need to do is decide which bot is the right for you. If you want to reduce the success fees, you can either use a VIP subscription to the Trading Parrot, or you can hold any of the NFT Trading Parrots. Either one that you decide is best for you, join my Discord server and talk to my team so they can assist you to get those trading fees reduced. And for all the chaps that may be having a struggle to find an exchange that is KYC friendly, I'm featuring BingX. With the link in the description, you can claim up to 6,000 in rewards. You can use pretty much this exchange anywhere in the world, and with the exception of UK and US, where you still have to use a VPN to be able to trade. Okay, let's go into the different metrics. The exchange net flow has a red face, meaning that there's quite a lot of deposits. This is still consistent with what I've been telling you from many other indicators. People are taking profits aggressively currently. Miners are moderately selling. The activity in the network is also decreasing. The volume the coins transfer. Any of these things just mean a temporary retracement for the price could also be the beginning of something larger in terms of a correction. Personally, I'm biased by what the momentum is doing. So when I see that the 4-hour lost momentum, then I focus on the daily, then on the weekly, and finally on the monthly, step by step. And currently we are seeing that the weekly is starting to have the first initial local breakdowns. So that means that we are slowing down, and that is consistent with these indicators here. Do not get me wrong, there can still be a push higher and do a new all-time high from where we are. But that still, in the context of having lost the momentum, means that it's very likely that it's going to be a short-lived move. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to hit the like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. I see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.